On this week's episode of the Books, Booze, and BS podcast, we discuss Kristen Hannah's Comfort and Joy. We also finish up our conversation on Christmas 2025 and 2026 book goals. Happy listening. Welcome to the Books, Booze, and BS podcast. I'm your host, Mike Jakubowski, joined this week by Sarah and Kimberly to discuss the book Comfort and Joy by Kristen Hannah. We will start with what everyone is drinking this evening. Kimberly, what are we having?
I'm always going to be bringing the non-adult beverage for those who are tuning in and aren't of the adult beverage, fan club. I have another Olipop. Tonight's flavor of choice is crisp apple.
Ooh.
Yum.
It's very yummy.
There's a Polar Seltzer does a apple lemon. That's
Pink
really
apple.
good. Pink apple. Really good. I think Casey introduced me to that one. Sarah, beverage?
I'm having a beer. I'm having a Winter Warmer by Fat Orange Cat.
I love their cans because they always have fat orange cats on them.
Well, so this one's really pretty because it's outside of a log cabin and there's animals by a fire and the cat is made out of the stars in the sky. It's a cool one.
See, this is when I wish you still had your candle business because then you could have made that into a really cool candle.
Yep.
Mike J.
Yeah. I can only be stretched in so many directions.
I get it. It's just a,
Just a what if.
plug there.
And I managed to find yet another espresso martini Cutwater in my fridge. So I'm having that. And then Sarah, out of the advent calendar, I put one of the Baileys that you gave me.
Oh, cool.
The
What
coffee
one?
toffee.
Oh, okay. I gave you a couple and I felt I'd never heard of them before.
Yeah, there was that one and cookies and cream.
Oh, that one sounded good.
Yeah. So I don't know what I'll put that one in, but coffee toffee is good so far. It's weird because it's non-dairy Baileys. But then I'm always like, Baileys doesn't have to be refrigerated, so kind of
Right,
weird.
which is always weird to me.
Yeah. Must be shelf stable or something.
Good.
Kimberly, I don't believe you made the dessert for this week.
I did not. I was dealing with plumbing stuff, so no.
One of these weeks we'll get you on the dessert train. I did, and I brought it actually to Sarah's house for a cookie swap.
Which I suggested that we make the dessert and then proceeded to let Mike just make it.
Yeah, she's like, we should have it at the cookie swap, ... And I'm like, well, I think I have all the ingredients. She's like, okay.
Sounds like you're making it.
I was going to say, it sounds like you volunteered, just saying.
Just saying.
We didn't need 2 eggnog cakes in our world.
No, especially when there's 6 different cookies made.
Right. So the cake was amazing. Since you made it, I'll toot your horn. It was really tasty. I liked the whipped cream a lot. It was very moist. Bad word.
She kept saying it.
The only way to describe it, which then I got yelled at a little bit because I'm not a huge fan of the soggy, moist, trifly type of cakes, but it was really good. So everyone else liked how
it was essentially a Tres Leches eggnog cake.
Sounds delightful.
It was. And I actually made the whipped cream homemade.
Yeah, the whipped cream was super good.
I always forget how easy it is to make that and why I don't do it more often.
Right. And it's just I love whipped cream.
Kimberly, what was the best bite of food you had this week?
Honestly, I didn't really have anything to yell about, honestly. I do have a Christmas party. It's my friend's annual Christmas pajama party tomorrow night though, so I am anticipating all of the yummy appetizers that everybody's going to be bringing tomorrow.
What one are you most excited for?
Oh, I don't know what everybody's bringing, so it's hard to say, but a friend of mine always makes really good cheese dip and, there'll be good stuff all around.
As our group of friends, everyone has their specialty item they always bring.
Yeah, that friend typically brings that. I always change it up and bring something different. But this year I'm going easy because, again, plumbing issues. So I'm probably just going to be buying the thing that I'm bringing, which will be just like some pre-made desserts. But,
They'll still be delicious. And I keep on saying that this year. We got to give ourselves some passes this time of year. Things
totally.
don't go right.
Yeah.
Sarah, best bite.
So we go every week to our friends Catherine and Jason's house. And this week, Catherine made a really delicious chicken and mushroom soup, which doesn't sound like, I mean, it's soup, but it was like just so warm and cozy. And there's something about when someone else makes you comfort food. And we ended up eating it in their like family room on the couch, like cuddled and watching a Christmas movie. It was just delicious. And I kind of thought about it all week. So I'm going with that.
And mine's going to sound super basic, but then you're going to roll your eyes because like the location of it. But the pretzel that was baked with cheese that I had in Vienna at the Christmas market.
I feel like that's not basic. That's absolutely delicious sounding.
I
It
was
was
about to say, just casually dropping, he was in Vienna this past week.
Yeah, bougie. He had bougie pretzels in a foreign land.
But it was so
Exactly.
good. It was definitely like the best pretzel I've ever had in my life.
Yum.
I'm so like I regret so much not going back to get another one,
Yeah.
or at least like a different flavor of one. Because they had, I think they had like a pepperoni one, then they had like a dessert one.
Ooh.
I think it involved Nutella,
Yeah.
and then just a plain one.
That sounds
See,
great.
you just have to go back.
Yeah,
Problem solved.
Yeah.
problem solved. I would never go to one on a Saturday night ever again. Holy shit, that was rough. So many people. They stopped people from coming in. It was so busy.
Oh wow.
All right, so let's get into the book, Comfort and Joy by Kristen Hanna. Let's do some overall thoughts in the book. Did we enjoy it? Was there anything you didn't like about it? Favorite quotes or passages? We'll start with Sarah.
Okay, and you didn't say it, but obviously this discussion will have many spoilers.
Oh, yes. Sorry, listeners. Many spoilers in this conversation.
Yeah, kind of hard not to. It's so short.
Yeah, if you intend to read it and you don't want spoilers, just pause here. So I thought it was okay. I enjoyed it. I read it. It's a short book, so it was easy to like read it quickly. It was not at all what I was expecting, not even a little bit, which to me showed I didn't read the book jacket or anything about the book before picking it up. And so I'm reading it in the first, couple chapters, the plane's going down, and I'm like, oh, this is not going to be a cozy little Christmas book. And so first thing off the bat is that this was written in 2005. So I noticed that right when I started to read it and to kind of put myself in a frame of mind of when it was written, all of that. Overall, there was a lot of twists and turns. I did feel early on, and I wrote in my notes a bunch of times, is she really dead? This is feeling like a dream. And, there's little like Easter egg type things, like when they were playing the board games, it talked about getting bad cards in Chutes and Ladders. And I'm like, there's no cards in Chutes and Ladders. And there's a couple other weird things like that happen that I'm like, were things different in 2005 or or is her memory kind of weird? So yeah, I liked that there was a couple, the plane crash obviously, and then the mystery of her being at this inn with this little boy and his dad. I was intrigued to continue to read more. And then when you got to part 2 and you were like, okay, yep, this was all not real. It was interesting to see where it went from there. I was a little annoyed by Joy, the main character, and her whole sisters. Like, so her sister cheated with Joy's husband, right? And that whole plot line, I don't.
It resolved way too quickly.
All of it made me uncomfortable, and then the sister ended up being pregnant, and there was all that drama that seemed like it got too much of a bow put on it.
She's like, oh, I'll go to the wedding. No.
Yeah. So it's funny because I read this maybe a week or two ago, and rethinking about it, I was thinking more of the storyline of her being at the inn with Bobby and Daniel and that part of the magic of that plot line. And then as I was looking at my notes, I'm like, oh, the sister, all that gross stuff. I don't like any of that. So I did have one quote that I liked a lot. When she's in the plane crash, she's really hurt, and her mother, who is dead, comes to her like in a vision, and she said, "My mother smiles, and in that one expression is my whole childhood, years and years of feeling safe and loved." I just thought that was a nice sentiment about mothers. And then also, once I finished the book, I wrote down that I felt like this was kind of the Die Hard or Gremlins of a Christmas book.
I love that.
A lot of action, a lot of cheating, and a lot of hurt feelings and family stuff. But in the end, she ends up finding, I keep on thinking I'm giving away spoilers. She ends up finding Daniel and Bobby in real life, and it's Christmas magic. So it really felt like a little bit Die Hard-ish in that sense. So yeah, so I think that's all my kind of thoughts. It was okay. I don't know that I loved that it was. Oh, we'll get to this. This was my first Kristen Hanna.
I was just gonna say I was so disappointed this was your first Kristen Hanna book.
But I mean, it's a short novella. It's written in 2005. Like I kept all. It's not going to deter me. And I liked her writing. Like the writing was still great. It's just the plot. I didn't love a lot of parts of it. So next,
Kimberly.
Okay, so I am going to preface this by saying, keeping in mind, it is a fable. And I think that is the one thing a lot of people, especially people who have read Kristen Hanna's work before, if you're, especially her historical fictions, they are full-fledged novels, lots of plot, character building, the whole thing. And so if you go into this thinking that that's what you're going to get with this, it is not at all what it's going to be. So with that said, I went into this with probably really no expectations really, other than knowing that it probably wasn't going to be anything like the other, books that I've read by her. And I would say I pretty much picked up immediately that she was having sort of that outer body experience thing, but that may also be because I've read other books that are very similar plot lines, so it was very easy for me to just identify that from right out of the gate. I do think that I understand the message she was trying, the author was trying to convey, on forgiveness and not being afraid to say, I'm unhappy with where I am, but, you're going to be brave enough to find that adventure that you're seeking. The circumstances that life has dealt you don't need to define you, nor do they need to limit your ability to start over. But I will say that similar to what Sarah was sharing, I'm not sure that I'd be able to forgive the type of betrayal that Joy experienced. And well, let me take that back. I think I could probably forgive, but I don't think I would be able to trust my sister again if I was in her shoes and I had dealt with that level of betrayal, because it to your points that you made, right? It was just very quickly resolved. And in my mind, okay, yes, you acknowledge the fact that your marriage had probably been going poorly for a while, right? It wasn't an overnight thing that they were dealing with. They were growing apart, whatever. But I still think that when you have that much history with someone, you can do them the courtesy of walking away before you embark on a relationship with somebody else.
Yeah, before you sleep with someone's sister.
Exactly. So could that have all been better? Yes. You could have said, hey, this isn't it. I think we need to go our separate ways. And then with time, then maybe you go pursue this sister, though I still don't think that's ever going to be an easy pill to swallow.
No.
But you don't do what they did, So yeah, that part of the storyline just I don't know. I just wasn't a fan of that particular part. Though, again, I get the whole point of like learning to forgive and, like not letting that eat at you, right? Like, but anyway. So overall, like, still enjoyed definitely like the whole, storyline with Daniel and Bobby and that piece of it, because I always like that sort of magical realism aspect of books. Like I said, I've read other books that have that type of situation going on, so I appreciated that part and really was loving sort of the relationship that was building with her and Bobby and
Yeah.
her kind of getting the child that she always wanted. So yeah, loved that part of it. For quotes, I have three. My first one that I wrote down was, "You can run away from your life and your past, but there's no way to distance yourself from your own heart." So really liked that one. And then another time she says, "How can I possibly fold all the longing into something as small as words?" And then the last one I wrote down was, "Some things need to be simply planted in the soft dirt of possibility." So those are my quotes.
Yeah, those are really nice.
Mike J., what are your thoughts?
Oh, I'm getting called on. Excellent. So I think I agree with a lot of the sentiment here. I did enjoy the parts with part one, essentially. Part two, the whole sister storyline, just like we said, just went way too fast. And not to mention, like we were talking about, like she forgave way too fast. And like deep down, like everything that happened to Joy with the plane crash can directly be related back to the sister's actions. Like she wouldn't have gotten on that plane if her sister hadn't fucked her husband.
Right.
On that
Then she
note,
would have never found Daniel and Bobby, though.
Right.
true. But
I'm giving the sister credit, but
I do
Exactly.
think Joy should have had some warning here with this relationship, because any man named Thomas who goes by Thom, spelled Thom, no. I immediately highlighted that in the book. I was like, hate it.
I read it as Thom so many times.
Me too. Like, damn Thom.
Sorry, all those Thoms out there.
I just don't think there's any Thoms listening right now.
I think we should like forevermore reference him as Thom, because that just seems like more appropriate for him and his behavior. Just say,
Yeah, I guess I don't have a lot. I guess I was a little disappointed just because of what I've read from Kristen Hanna before. And I think maybe my expectations were a little too high. But like Kimberly, like you said, like it was a fable. It's not supposed to be like her other books. I don't know. I just feel like I wish I had a different holiday read to read, I guess, than this one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was definitely looking for more like the cozy, warm, the comfort and joy versus versus whenever the plane went down, I'm like, oh.
Also, what I know, again, Fable, supposed to have like open mind here, but I just found it so unbelievable that like Daniel like fell for Joy upon first sight based on the way Bobby described her.
yeah,
It just seemed a little far fetched.
But it was Christmas magic.
It was Christmas magic, I know. But I do have a couple of quotes I need to point out. One, I know this book came out in 2005, right, Sarah?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But I still think she didn't have a full grasp on what people did in 2005, because when Joy goes back to the school, she says, "The quad is surprisingly quiet today. No kids skipping classes to play hacky sack in the sunshine." Did you play hacky sack when you were in college?
No, that was a little sooner.
What I thought hacky sack would be early, like
That's what I meant.
early
Like it was a
nines. Yeah,
little like, yeah, it was more like 99 than
yeah.
2005.
It just didn't seem to track with the time period of the book, unless the book's supposed to take place a little bit before when she wrote it, but it's not really clear based on. Well, she had a cell phone in one of the scenes, so it had to be somewhat later.
I love how in my brain I'm like comparing this to like the Twilight movies, and I'm like, well, wait a minute, they were playing hacky sack in one of the Twilight movies. When were those made?
Oh, actually same area of the country ish, and
Right. So maybe hacky sacks just stayed around longer. You know, they played hacky sack and Clueless, and that was,
well, that was
later
like
90s.
yeah.
And that
Yeah.
was like that was in California, so maybe in the woods they were still playing.
In the
Maybe the
woods.
West Coast just like really hung on to like hacky sacks for a while.
Right.
Like I did find Bobby to be like a very likable character. I felt really bad for him throughout the book. And I think it was close to the end of part 1. I think it may have been when Joy was starting to disappear, and he's talking about, I think he's talking about more about his mom, and he says, "But I'm scared," and Daniel says, "Of what?" And he says, "Forgetting her." And I was like, oh, that kind of breaks my heart.
Mm.
Also, one scene I did really enjoy with the sister was one of the times where she shows up at the house, and there's a little back and forth, and Joy says, "There, I open the door and find Stacy frowning at me." And Stacy says, "You look like crap." And Joy says, "That hurts." "Well, you're fat."
That was such like a perfect sister moment too. Like, but again, I would have used harsher words. My sister had slept with my husband.
And this is after like many visits with her, so
And I think like part of it too is I keep forgetting that this is like 8 months post divorce, right? Like, isn't that,
it's very short.
Yeah.
yeah.
One of the quotes I did like, so she says, "But somewhere along the way of this adventure, I've grown bold. Life can be short. Planes can simply fall out of the sky." And I'm like, that's why I go on so many vacations, because life is short.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Hopefully the planes don't fall out of the sky.
hopefully that doesn't happen. So he's not defeat the purpose of going on a vacation.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then one last thing, I think I just read this wrong the first time, and I think I liked it the way I read it before. So Joy says, "No wonder Daniel is rude to me. This time is tough enough on him and Bobby without an uninvited spectator." I think I read that as not spectator, but as a specter. Yeah. And my brain was like, oh, oh, that makes sense. I went back. I'm like, nope, just read that wrong. I'm gonna keep that word as how I read it. But I think that's all the quotes and passages I pointed out. Let's talk about casting. Did anyone cast any actors in the roles of either Joy, Daniel, Bobby, or any of the other minor characters, Sarah?
I actually, for the first time, I feel like ever, while I was reading it, I thought of someone while reading it.
Really?
And wrote it down. Daniel, like right away, I thought of Jim Sturgis, I guess is how you say his name. He was in Across the Universe in 21 back in the day, but he plays the dad in Home Before Dark, Home After Dark, that show on Apple TV, which I kind of was obsessed with. But right away, he plays that brooding, like dark-haired type of guy that I felt like he would be a perfect Daniel. So I wrote him down. And then Joy, I didn't really think of anyone, but I did a little bit of looking around after, and Riley Keough came to mind.
Oh, okay.
For that, or like a Zoe Deschanel kind of character, where like I feel like she needed to be strong but naive at the same time, and like pretty but almost where she like was modest in it. I don't know. So that's all I got.
Kimberly?
You already know that I really
Don't
can't
really
do
cast
this.
anyone.
I don't, but I'm not lying when I say that every time they mentioned her red, unruly hair, the only thing that I could keep picturing was Merida from Brave, which isn't a person. It's another character, but that's just what in my head I kept picturing.
It makes me feel better to know that someone else can't picture actors while they're reading.
How old are the characters supposed to be in this book?
30s.
Yeah.
Okay, because who I casted for Joy, I think they'd have to be older when they played Joy, but I was thinking Sadie Sink,
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
but she would have to be older because she's way too young to play a 30-something right now.
Right, yeah. So they can make this movie in 10 years.
Yeah. And then for Daniel, I don't think it was because I had initially cast him, but I read this pretty recently, and it was Brandon Skelnar, or however you say it. And Kimberly's gonna laugh because this is the person that the front desk person in Brussels said I looked like. So that's where my brain was going for some reason when I imagined what Daniel looked like.
Still don't think you two look alike, though I know they meant it in a positive way.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take the compliment.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad person to be compared to by any means.
Brent's just like rolling his eyes.
I can't picture who it is, but no matter what, I'm sure it's. I'll have to look him up after.
He's the guy that played in. Oh man, isn't he the guy that played in what was that movie?
It Ends With Us.
Yes, thank you.
He's also, if you see preview Sarah for The Housemaid, he's the
Yeah, he's in that too.
lead actor in that.
Oh, was he just on Price is Right? I mean, Family Feud. Did you see that episode?
Yes, he was. Yes,
The
he
tall
was.
guy?
You mean me?
It was the tall guy. That's who you were compared to.
I didn't see the episode, but I'm assuming.
He was like the team on the team that won, and he and what's her face, were the two last ones that played like the final round.
Yep.
It was him. Yeah.
Okay. I love that we all watch Family Feud.
I watched the clips on the internet. I don't know if that counts, but
It does. It all counts. The rest of it's somewhat fluffy with the celebrity stuff.
yeah, it is.
I should watch a scary movie with him on the plane ride home. And I point to my monitor and went to Brent, like, it's me.
This is why he rolled his eyes.
Yes. All right. So, Sarah, you touched on it. You'll definitely read some Kristen Hanna.
I will definitely read
Fast.
some Kristen Hanna. I've been meaning to, and much to people's dismay, aka you and Brendan. I don't know.
And Kimberly.
I've
Yep.
explained it. I feel like it's such a precious thing that like everyone holds up that I want to read it when I can give it its like full attention, be cozy with it. But yeah, I have like 2 in my house and I keep on putting it off for some reason.
Kimberly, what will be the next Kristen Hanna book you read?
Well, I should probably also say which ones I've actually read. So I've read Firefly Lane, which they made a Netflix series about, which I have not watched, so I can't compare it to the book. But the book made me sob. Like that's. I will warn you now, Sarah. Like you go into her books, have the tissues ready. It's going to be emotional. And then the other one, which is one of my all-time favorite books ever, is The Nightingale. So, yeah.
Which you harped on me for like years to read.
I did, and then you finally read it and gave it 5 stars. So you're welcome.
Yeah, that's one of the ones that is in my household and has been for like 2 years, and I don't know why I haven't read it yet.
Yeah, it's amazing. My next one will be, because I'm already on like the wait list at the on the Libby app, is The Women.
Because I keep telling you to read that one.
Yes, you do. I know. And I actually had it like come available this year, and I just, for whatever reason, was like not in the frame of mind to read it. Similar to Sarah, I'm like, I want to be able to like, give it the attention it deserves, because I know it's going to be a phenomenal book. And it wasn't that time. So yeah, I'm back on the wait list, and it will definitely be read in 2026.
Nice.
Excellent. And yes, I will also continue to read her. I know I have one of her books on the agenda for next year. I think it's Night Road.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So that one. And I know Brendan recently read The Great Alone and really liked it. So I'll read that one. In addition to these 3 that we've talked about, I've also read The Four Winds, which was pretty good.
I have that on my shelf along with The Great Alone. I have both of them on my shelf and have for a while. So I should probably really read those in 2026 too.
Well, it's funny. Like, I feel like most of the topics she writes about, other than like, I think I always like a good World War II story, but like her other topics, like if I were just to see it without her name attached to it, like Vietnam War, the Dust Bowl, and Alaska, like those would not normally call out to me, but I know they're going to be good.
Well, and Firefly Lane isn't a historical fiction, which is what she's basically known for. And that book was phenomenal because it's about 2 best friends and a cancer diagnosis. Like her writing is just phenomenal.
I'm excited to read more.
We're excited for you to read more so we can talk about it.
Yes, I will keep you posted.
All right. And finally, did you find the ending satisfying, Kimberly?
Yes and no. Like, I was excited, obviously, that she was back there. I agree with something you said earlier, Mike, about, it felt like oh, you're just all of a sudden apparently like in love with her and like kissing her when she just walked into your house and you never laid eyes on her before, which was a little weird. And because of that, I really wish there had been an epilogue
Yes.
where we could have like gone into the future and actually gotten a taste of like, here's their relationship in full swing. I feel like that would have been, I would have liked it better if there had been no like emotional thing right at the beginning. And it was more like, oh, you're real. This is great. Welcome to Christmas. We saved it for you. And then, you fast forward with the epilogue and then they're like together and it all makes more sense, right?
Could they be together burning down the wedding venue?
Right. That would have been acceptable.
Yeah.
Sarah, ending?
I mean, I think it was good. I do, when she found the white arrowhead in her pocket, like that like gave the nice little like spooky magic chills. And I agree with you guys. Like, and then now that you're comment about the epilogue, like I feel like that would have felt a little better because it felt a little rushed and a little too on the nose. But I wrote magic. It gave the sense of magic. So I liked that she got away from her sister.
Yeah, but I'm going to tie into this whole ending satisfying thing being a no because of how the sister relationship ended up at the end. Not satisfied with that.
What would have satisfied you?
Sister hitting her with a car. Or Joy hitting her with a car.
Like the bus in Mean Girls.
Yes, exactly. Yes, that's my epilogue. Sticking to it. All right, let's move on to the bullshit portion of the podcast. So our final week of Christmas talk, Christmas part 3, with this episode airing on Christmas Eve. We're going to start with what are 1 or 2 stores that no longer exist that you would love to go shopping at? We'll start with Sarah.
It's a store that I don't know that there was many of them, but Expect Discounts. It was in Cromwell, Connecticut. From childhood, this was like one of our favorite stores to go to. It was like, I don't want to call it a dollar store because it was like better than that, but it was like a step down from a Target. But it was amazing. And you would go in there and you could get so many good stocking stuffers, and they had candy and food and toys, and it was just an amazing store, and I miss it.
Anything else or just the one?
I just decided that one. So there's a lot, my shopping trends have changed a lot. Like I do, of course, miss the way like malls used to be, where you would go in and there'd be a lot of fun stores to go to. And it was funny because I was like, does this store still exist? Because I was picturing like Hot Topic and stuff. And I think a lot of things do exist, but I just don't go to them anymore.
Kimberly?
This was hard for me because similarly, like a lot of the places that I shopped before that have closed, like I know that I wouldn't shop shop there now, right?
Mhm.
I think from just a purely like nostalgic standpoint, I'm gonna go with a chain that was you guys probably would not have had in Connecticut, because I think it was just like a southeastern like region store, but it was a clothing store called Goody's Family Clothing. I think it started in Georgia, and we had them here in Tennessee, and the actual headquarters was in Knoxville, Tennessee. And my mom actually worked there, so we got a discount. So at the time, I don't know that I fully appreciated the fact that I had this discount because then I felt like I could only shop there, right?
Right.
But now I'm like, oh, I kind of like it'd be kind of nice. And I would liken it to like a Kohl's, but like a smaller scale, right? Like there was clothing and jewelry and shoes and whatever, but just like a smaller like little store. But then sticking on like the whole nostalgia thing, I don't know why this question made me really like just think about where are places I used to go that I wish I could still go to. And this isn't a place to shop per se, but I kind of miss Blockbuster.
Yeah, totally.
Like the simplicity and like the fun of like, oh, let's go like drive to the Blockbuster and like, you know, get some snacks somewhere, like go pick a movie, bring it back. And like streaming's kind of destroyed that whole like little outing that you used to get to do on like a Friday or Saturday night with your friends. And I kind of missed that. So that was my other thing that just popped into my head with this question.
Oh, Blockbuster. And the fact that they tried to do the Netflix thing with DVDs in the mail and then gave up. They could have became the streaming giant if they had stuck with it.
No, I'm pretty sure I still have my membership card somewhere.
I think
Like
we all do somewhere.
frame it and you know, like a little piece of history.
For me, the main one, I think I brought this up in the podcast before, and I think it could have been a regional store, but I fucking loved Media Play. Sarah, do you remember Media Play?
I remember it. I didn't go in it that much. I wasn't that much of like a movie video game nerd like
Well, it
you.
was also a bookstore.
Oh, was it?
Yes, it was
Oh,
it was books, music, movies, video games.
sorry, I forgot. I did have a second one just to piggyback off you. There was this amazing budget bookstore place in like Wallingford that had like it was overstocked books, so you could get them so cheap. And I wish that was still around. Sorry, but yes, I don't remember media plays that much.
Like my key memory of this was my aunt Donna took me to the one in Newington because they had a Goosebumps fan club, and I fucking loved Goosebumps when I was a kid. But I went to this club, and everyone was like so like, for lack of better words, childish at it. Like I sat there for like 2 minutes and then left, and Donna was like, "Why did you leave?" And I'm like, "Everyone sucked."
You were too cool for school.
Yep. And then my other one, it's gonna be kind of like it's gonna be like a bigger realm of stores. It's all those department stores that we had that no longer exist. I'm talking your Ames, Caldors, Bradley's.
Yeah. Bradley's was like the best. I almost said all of them, but it's weird because I think it's more a nostalgia thing. Like I don't actually remember what was in any of those stores. I just remembered loving going to them.
Well, I remember like the Ames that was near my parents' house had the X-Men arcade machine outside of it. And so like my mom would go shopping in there and I would just spend the whole time playing the X-Men arcade machine. So it
Nice.
wasn't so much to do with the store. It was like how much fun I had just like going to the location. But yeah, that's from my wishes were especially Media Play. First DVD I ever bought was from Media Play, and it was Cruel Intentions.
Ooh, that's a good one.
At what point do you start avoiding stores around Christmas, or are you someone who will be a Christmas Eve shopper? Kimberly.
So I do a lot of online shopping now, honestly, but it also I think depends on the year. So like this year, I've done pretty much all of my shopping online, I think. But I mean, I've gone Black Friday, well, more like Thanksgiving night shopping before, but I've never been the person who's like scrambling or even waiting intentionally until Christmas Eve to go shopping. Like I always have my stuff done way before then.
Sarah.
I will ditto that. I definitely am not a last minute shopper in that sense at all. I don't have to buy a lot of presents this year. I definitely start avoiding stores a little bit more post Thanksgiving, even though I'm not a huge shopper like in stores these days, but you definitely think twice if you need to go to Target like after work. But I did this past weekend, I was out at a holiday party like at my gym. It was like in the daytime and around like it finished at like noontime. And so I ended up going into all the like little local gift stores in my town. And that was really fun to do, even though, there were people out and about. It was just nice to support local and, pick up a couple last minute things. I actually got something for your advent calendar for next year, Mike.
Wow, that's really prepping in
It
advance.
was very you. It was only a few dollars, and I'm like, oh, I have to buy this now.
I did wear my Michelangelo shirt.
Oh, did you?
I did. I think I wore it the day after.
I only bought it 6 years ago. Forgot to give it to you.
Yeah, she like found it. I went to her house and she was like, "Here, have this. It probably won't fit you anymore, but
I love that. I do that too, though, where I'll just like randomly be in a store and not even intentionally looking for anything, but I'll see something that immediately I'm like, oh, that is this person,
Yeah.
right? And I'll just buy it and then I keep it for when it's time to like give a gift.
Yeah, I have a box in my closet that's like where the presents go, and it always has some things in it. But yeah, I was like, what's that shirt on the bottom of this box? Because I was grabbing out stuff for Christmas. And it's like, oh, right.
And I'll say, I pretty much wrap my Christmas shopping up as early as possible in December, but I would not go near a Target or a Walmart at least a week or more, week to 2 weeks before Christmas. Like I'm just avoiding at all costs. I don't even want to go to the grocery store this week.
Yeah, I was gonna say Craig and I, our grocery shopping is normally Target and Stu Leonard's, and we're dorks, and we go like first thing in the morning on a weekend morning. And we went at like 8 a.m. on Sunday, and the stores were already all so busy. And I'm like, it's 8 a.m. on a Sunday. So
You 8 a.m. shopping nerds.
we are. Sometimes we go out at 7 because now both stores are open at 7.
Oh.
My husband does not like crowds or people.
People make crowds.
Yep.
Top 3 must-watch Christmas movies. Sarah.
Okay, I cheated a little bit. So my dad a couple years ago copied our VHSs of like a bunch of old school Christmas specials like Cabbage Patch Christmas and Looney Tunes Christmas onto a DVD. So I love watching that because it's, it's not a full-length movie, but it's awesome. So that I decided didn't really count, but I wanted to shout out my dad.
As a bonus.
For cherishing our treasured childhood things. But our top 3 probably are Christmas Vacation, the original Grinch, and then Muppets Christmas Carol or Home Alone.
So you get 4.
I like that I snuck in a 4th.
Kimberly?
That's okay, because I'm going to make you feel better, Sarah, because I was like 3. Yeah, that's not happening. So I went with White Christmas, Christmas Vacation, A Christmas Story, Home Alone 1 and 2, Elf, and The Holiday.
So you gave 6.
I mean, if you count Home Alone 1 and 2 separately,
7
then
movies.
I technically gave you 7.
All right. Well, I pretty much stuck to the task here. My 3 are Elf, Christmas Vacation, and probably Home Alone for my 3rd. I think the 3rd could sway depending on the year. But my bonus is you have to add the Ted Lasso Christmas episode into your annual watching.
I can't watch it anymore. We got rid of our Apple TV.
Ah, Dios.
I know. We're going to just pick it up every once in a while to like binge stuff.
It's actually smart.
Yeah, we needed to cut back somewhere. Too much content.
Well, I got a notification the other day on the TV that HBO Max is going to like up to $19 a month next month. And I was like, we need to watch whatever we need to do on HBO and cancel it for a while.
That's what we decided. That's what did it to us, is the Apple increase and then the HBO one. We're like, okay, we're going to watch what we need to, cancel them, and then get them again for another month or 2 here and there.
And like now I'm like trying to rush through the Heated Rivalry books because Brendan wants to watch that and it's on HBO Max. All right, Christmas is wrapping up. What are everyone's plans for New Year's Eve? Kimberly?
I'm going to be really boring because I really don't have any other than like low-key stay at home. I have long surpassed my need to be out in a crowd on New Year's. So, yeah.
Sarah, what are you doing on New Year's Eve?
I was going to say, and then me and Mike are going to be really boring because, Mike, what are you doing on Christmas Eve?
The 4 of us plus the winos are hanging out at our house.
Yes, we are doing New Year's Eve. Did I say Christmas Eve? I meant New Year's Eve. We are going to Mike and Bee's house, which is always a fun time. And I like it because it's a small group of us. We all kind of eat, drink, and relax the same. So.
And we are actually, so Brendan came up with this brilliant idea to relive Cabo on New Year's Eve. So we're going to like recreate our favorite meals from Cabo. So like every day at lunch, we always went to the pizza and sushi place. So that's going to be dinner. And then at the bar every day, we ordered wings and nachos. So that's going to be the appetizers.
When are you going to eat the clam chowder, Mike?
No.
Mike saying Cabo on the hottest night for dinner got clam chowder as an appetizer when the rest of us all got like a salad with fruit in it. Yep.
It sounded good.
I mean, it did look good, but it was so hot.
And I was fine.
You were fine.
It was fine.
Fine.
All right. Any New Year's resolutions? Sarah?
Not really yet. I mean, I always have like the normal ones of staying active and working less overtime. I definitely need to get back in the groove of walking more. So that might be a resolution because for some reason I turned 40 and I just don't want to be outside in the cold. That's my reasoning. So I need to remember that hats and scarves make walking fine in the winter.
Kimberly?
I mean, just overarchingly, I think I'm going to be trying to make myself more of my like first priority. I think I tend to put other people's needs, my job, other things above the things that I need to be doing for myself. So really making more of a focused effort of like I need to take care of myself first. Kind of like, the whole like when you're on an airplane, if the oxygen mask drops, you need to put it on yourself first before you help others. Like, I need that mentality.
For life.
It's the year
Yeah.
of Kimberly.
Exactly.
Anything else, or is that all encompassing?
It's just all encompassing.
All right, in mine, I'll put 2 out there. I'm going to publish a 3rd book.
Woo!
And since I personal best all my running times this past year, except for my marathon, that'll be my spring goal. So I can do all the distances within a 1-year period.
Is this your telling B that you're running a marathon?
I mean, this will put it out into the world. I think he already knows.
Did you decide which one yet?
I think I have it pinpointed down to, I think, the Jersey City Marathon, which
Nice.
is in the end of April.
Cool.
It's nice and local.
And you love Jersey.
It has pacer, so like if I'm going for an actual time, I can follow someone.
And is it sort of flat?
It's super flat, and it's a loop. It's a 2-time loop, so
Okay.
he'll be able to see me multiple times. Yeah.
Cool. Yay.
All right.
I will not be doing any marathons with you.
No, you won't even do a half marathon with me anymore.
Not until I'm done with our towns.
So you're saying after October?
No.
Well, you just said when you're done with your talents.
I said no.
I saw a glimmer of hope there. I'm going to hold on to it.
Yep. Maybe someday. I'm not saying no forever.
So moving on to book goals for 2026. Let's talk about how many books you've read in the year and what is going to be your final number, you think, at the end of the year. So where you're at now, where you think you'll end up. Kimberly.
I'm currently at 154. I'm going to guess, just because, as we've talked about, I am off this week. So probably around 160 maybe is where I'll end up for the year.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yep.
Sarah.
I am currently on 63. I am also currently reading a close to 700-page book for the first episode of this podcast. So I think I will either be at 64, but I downloaded the little Kindle novellas. So I'm currently reading the Allie Hazelwood one, which is really cute. So it could be 65 if I finish that and Cloud Cuckoo Land.
Well, if you read all of the short ones, the short novellas, maybe you could end at 69.
True, but I need to get my homework done before we come back. So maybe it'll be 66. How about that?
Fine. Not my joke about 69.
I know.
And I'm at 115. I anticipate probably 120 for the end of the year. And Kimberly, what is going to be your number for 2026?
I usually always, here lately, set it at 150, so I'll probably stick to that.
Sarah?
I failed my goal for this year, and I feel like a failure for it. My goal was 85, but I worked a lot of overtime. So I think I'm going to make my goal 75 for next year. That's what I decided.
I'm debating between 100 or 120. So like 100 is what I said at this year. I kind of like the concept of 120 because then it's 10 books per month.
I was going to say I like the 120.
So that might be where, and now I'm probably going to hit 120 this year, and that'll be 3 years in a row of hitting at least the 120. So
Oh yeah, then definitely. Like I would have kept mine at 85 or more if I got closer.
Yep. All right. Put it out into the world. How many physical books you already have on your shelf will you read in 2026? Kimberly.
Why did you laugh after you said my name?
I think he would have laughed at me too.
So rude. I'm going to be very, very ambitious. And I'm going to say 10.
That's ambitious.
Yes, because I
In
have
a
a
whole
very
year?
listen. You're asking me of the ones that are on my shelf right now. You already know that I am like squirrel and I go running to a different book than the ones that I already have. I do it all the time.
Yeah, but
So
you already said you're going to read the ones that I sent you in the mail, so that's 2 right off the bat.
true.
So that's 2 of 10.
That's what I'm saying.
I just feel the number could be higher. Like, what if you had some physical books on your shelf, but then you listened to the audiobook of them?
That's like a cheat.
But you're still taking care of books that are on your shelf.
True.
I mean, yeah, it's still technically reducing the TBR.
See, I was going to say 50 for me, with the thought that I would hit some of them in audiobook and hopefully knock out a bunch of the advent calendar from this year, because Sarah and I talked about how we're so backlogged from years of this advent calendar. So I kind of want to put it out there. I'm going to try to finish the full 2025 advent calendar in 2026.
Ooh, that would be fun. You have a pretty good advent calendar this year, I thought. It's like a wide
Just
range.
pat yourself on the back.
Well, it was like a wide range of like books.
Very true.
My number, I was ambitious and I decided to say 44. So like
Ooh.
almost half of my goal for the year. And partially for what we just said. There are so many books in my my library. Like I went out there just trying to pick like what my next book should be, and I felt like
Overwhelmed.
I was like, "Ooh, look at that one! Ooh, look at that one!"
All right. What are some books you were excited about that are releasing in 2026? Sarah.
Rainbow Rowell's Cherry Baby, because I love anything she writes. I don't even need to read the synopsis, and I can't wait for it. And then V. Schwab's third book of her villain series.
Kimberly.
Okay, so The Lion and the Deathless Dark, which is Carissa Broadbent. It's number 5 in the Crowns of Nyaxia series, which started with The Serpent and the Wings of Night. So I'm excited to have that one coming out. Similarly, another long series. Technically, this is a spin-off trilogy from an original trilogy. But the last book, at least I think the last book she's planning, is Throne of Nightmares by Carrie Maniscalco. So I'm excited to get that one. And then there's a second book coming out by Abby Jimenez called The Night We Met. Also excited about it.
So I have a lengthy list I put together. So I'll start out with, obviously, I'm going to go with Jeff Zentner's new book, Love Like Apples.
I didn't write that one down because I assumed we were going to cover it.
Yep. The Midnight Train by Matt Haig. So it's in the same world as Midnight Library.
How have you not told me about this?
It comes out in March or May.
It's May, I think.
Didn't know there was another one coming out.
Yes.
So excited.
I also had Cherry Baby and Victorious on my list, like Sarah did. Heartstopper Volume 6.
Oh, how did I not have? I didn't write that one down. How did I forget?
The third book in the Alex Stern series. It's called Deadbeat. So that's Hellbent and Ninth Gate.
Oh, I forgot that was coming out. Thanks
and then Meet the Newmans by Jennifer Nevin.
See, this is when reading the books on my shelf get hard.
Exactly what I was saying. You all were giving me a hard time about my 10.
I think it's because your number is 150. I was expecting you to say like 30.
Because I know that every year I have the same goal and I still end up reading all these other books instead of the ones I already have.
It's because the library gives them out for free.
Wait.
So on this topic of, I guess it's Kimberly's 10 and Sarah's 44, name 3 books other than your homework for the podcast that you will read in 2026. And it can't be any of these new releases coming out.
Am I starting? Did you
Sure.
say me? Oh. So Obviously we already talked about Kristen Hannah, so I won't put her down. I need to read Under the Whispering Door. That's one that every time I walk in my library, I'm like, how have I not read that, by TJ Klune? And then I really have a bunch of series that I really want to knock out, and I want to read them back to back, I think. So I have to finish Adam Silvera's The First to Die, The Last to Die series. So I have to read The First to Die in the end, and then The Survivor Wants to Die in the end, which I don't have on my bookshelf.
800 pages.
I know, but those books are such quick reads and devastating. And then I want to read Jennifer Lynn Barnes, right? The Natural series. And then I have Leah Barduga's Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom on my bookshelf. And I bought that for myself as like a birthday present 3 years ago, and they're still on my shelves. And so I really want to read those two. They're definitely going to be, and those to me are like a fall winter read. So I got to get on them.
Kimberly?
I am gonna say Kristen Hannah because, as we've already shared, I did write down the women because I'm making that a goal for 2026 that I am going to read that book. The other one that I have been putting off forever is House of Flame and Shadow by Sarah J. Maas. It's the third Crescent City book. I don't know why I keep putting that book up. Probably because it's like, 900 pages or something ridiculous. And that's why I keep putting it off. But also, it's like I keep waiting to see when like the next book is going to come out because, you have to wait years in between her books.
Yeah, you have to space them out.
Yeah. So I've been like holding on to it. But now I feel like I'm going to have to also go back and read the first and second books, which are also ginormous books, because it's been so long since I read them that I don't totally remember everything. And I think that's another reason that I keep putting it off, is because I'm going to have to start, back at book one.
Yeah.
But anyway, and then the other one I wrote down was, I think it's book 5, The Impossible Fortune by Richard Osman,
Yes.
which is the Thursday Murder Club series.
Which I have quite a few on my shelf that I need to catch up with on those as well.
Yeah.
Should have listed that in my series that I wanted to read.
Yeah, so I'm going to second The Impossible Fortune because I absolutely need to read that. I can't believe I haven't read it yet. I did put it on my Christmas list, so hopefully someone bought it for me so I can read it. Also, I only want to, I have on my shelf The Housemaid by Frida McFadden, and the movie just came out, so I feel like I want to read the book before the movie becomes available to me. I've never actually read anything by Frida McFadden, and she has like 1,000 books. And then last, there's also a newest show, The Institute, and it's based on a Stephen King book. And I also have that on my shelf. I want to read it.
Is that from your advent calendar?
Probably.
Okay.
Ooh, Take Care of an Advent Calendar book.
Yeah. There you go.
From a prior year, though.
Yes. I got that at your library book sale.
Oh. Well, then.
I remember trying to hide it from you.
Is there a genre of book you want to read more of next year? Kimberly.
Sticking with my theme here, historical fiction, because I keep like not reading it because of just the emotional gut punch it's going to be, I think, with most of them. But I do really enjoy them, so I want to do more.
Did you read Atmosphere?
I did not. No, a friend of mine did though.
That's a good one. It's not on our shelf though, Mike.
It isn't on my shelf.
I thought she was like, it is on my shelf.
No, it's not. That one is not. Taylor Jenkins Reid, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sarah?
I don't have a genre, but like I said, I really want to read some series that I've been like squirreling away. So like I said, those ones, and then Richard Osman too. So I want to sit down and just bang out a few of those type of books, but not necessarily in any sort of genre, I don't think.
I think I want to read a bit more scary books next year. I love a good scary book.
Yeah.
Like my brain always like wants to just read them in October, and that you can read scary books all year round.
I feel like scary books are a good summer read too. I don't know why.
Is it because it stays light out longer, so you can't be as scared?
Maybe, or like maybe it's because like I'm at the cottage and I feel like that's a good place to be scared. I don't know.
Yeah, harder to escape.
Yeah.
Definitely better to be scared there.
I think when we were kids, we watched a lot of scary movies at the cottage. So
I don't know though. I read, what was it? Was it Sharp Object by Gillian? Oh, what's
Flynn?
Flynn? Thank you. I was like, couldn't think of her last name. I read that as a beach read while I was at the beach one year, and I'm like, this was the worst beach read ever. It was not the vibe. Just saying. So,
And what
I
is
get,
Kimberly? A mood
huh?
reader.
I
Yeah.
am a mood
I
reader.
think
Yeah.
all like I mean, there's something to the seasons and the like. I wasn't gonna read The Woman on the beach like that. I needed like a cozy couch to read The Women.
Well, you got cozy couch right now. No time like the present.
I do. That's why I'm reading the first book of next year.
Which is Cloud Cuckoo Land?
Yes, by
Cloud Cuckoo
Anthony.
Land.
What that?
I said Cloud Cuckoo Land.
Yep, by Anthony Doerr. I don't know how to say his last
Dower?
name. Dower. The All the Lights You Cannot See author.
All right. Well, that brings us to everyone's favorite segment, the rapid response segment of the podcast. I think today we will start out with Sarah.
Okay,
Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right. A brand new book, but you notice a page is completely misprinted halfway through.
Annoying?
Chicken Nuggets,
Delicious?
the works of Stephen King.
My favorite type of scary.
The Weeknd as a Super Bowl halftime show performer.
Fun.
Getting handed a margarita, but finding out there's no tequila in it.
Why?
Rob Lowe.
Literally amazing.
Excellent response. Kimberly. A brand new book, but you open it to find someone wrote all over 2 pages of it.
Absolutely not.
Popcorn Shrimp.
Yum.
The works of James Patterson. Rihanna as a Super Bowl halftime show.
Amazing.
Getting handed a much needed coffee, but finding out it's decaf.
Ooh.
And Joel McHale.
Hilarious.
Excellent. So as we are ending our last episode of the season and of the year, going into 2026, we will be moving to a bi-weekly podcast release schedule. So we will start out the first week of January, but from then it'll be every other week. We'll also have a couple of new voices coming onto the podcast next year. So that's exciting. Hopefully we'll get a couple of authors on for a couple of bonus interviews. But